They come from every corner of the world, with powers we only dream of. Here to battle the forces of nature, known for their strength, their boldness, their intelligence, and their courage. Some are witty, some are sweet, but most of all, they are Silky Momz.
Milton and I were out on the front porch drinking coffee or whatever. Madeline comes out and for some reason there's a straw, and I don't know where she got this straw, but there's a straw involved. And so she's sitting on my lap. We're all drinking coffee, just hanging out and chilling. Right. And I told Milton, hey, can you take a picture? Because we were all so cute in bedhead and just got out of bed.
Right. Yeah.
The next thing I know, there's a straw in my eye. Hey, welcome back to Silky Momz. I am Sydney.
And I'm Amber.
As always, disclaimer, we are not any type of professional other than moms, so take anything we say with a grain of salt.
Talk to your doctors.
Yeah, talk to your doctors. I was just telling Amber, we were talking about messy buns, and I was telling her how basically the result of my look today is the result of me being too lazy to wash my hair. And so Milton took the kids to go get ice cream and see some friends last night. So I was at the house by myself. I just cleaned up dinner, and then I sat on TikTok for way too long. And
been there.
And then I was like, well, I guess I could shower. And I didn't think of this until of course, an hour later. I was like, I guess I could shower while no one's home. That would be really awesome.
That would have been a great use of your time.
A great use of my time. Did not think of that. And so I'm getting in the shower, and I see the headlights in the window.
Damn it.
Crap.
Right.
So I put my robe on. I meet him at the door. I'm like, come on, Madeline, let's go take a shower.
Yeah.
She needed a shower too. So I was like, just hop on in here with me. So
right.
I didn't get a chance to
Yeah.
wash my hair because once I got her out of the shower, I bundled her up so I could finish.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, go get a diaper from Dad because it's nighttime.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I hear a knock on the door, and she's like, Mom, I gotta pee.
Oh my gosh, of course.
And so I'm soaking wet trying to open the door to the bathroom, and she's running in.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, she's like, Mom, I peed on the floor. I'm like, oh.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm done not showering.
Yeah, I
right?
guess I'm done.
Yeah, that's definitely a topic of discussion. The mom shower.
Oh gosh,
it'll never be the same. It's
it won't.
And obviously already I don't wash my hair every single time I take a shower because it would just wreck my hair. It would dry it out and then fall out and it'd be awful.
Yep.
But mom showers are a whole different level of get in and just get out.
Get out. Just make sure you don't stink.
Yeah.
That's about it. I was so mad. I bought a $15 huge size thing of dry shampoo at Target a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
I used it maybe twice. I tried to go use it the other day. It's empty.
Oh my God, where did it all go?
Exactly.
Who in your house needs dry shampoo except for you?
I think Madeline, Madeline got in our basement somehow or got in our room when Dad was watching her. And because my shaving cream was everywhere too. And I think she found the dry shampoo.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
And that's just that's not cheap either.
No.
It's expensive.
God, I even bought the nice stuff.
Oh.
I was like, I'll treat myself and I'll get this nice brand. I don't even remember the brand, but it was great for the 2 times I used it.
Yeah. Well, what's our topic for the day?
Topic today is social media moms.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We've talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, in passing.
But we've never really dove into it.
Okay.
And the reason this came up is one, we just had a big family event. My mom got married.
Yeah. Yeah.
This past weekend, and one of my cousins reached out and said, hey, do you mind we're not showing our kid on social media? And I was like, yeah, totally fine. Not a problem. Right. And so I went through our Facebook and deleted the pictures of him. And
gotcha.
Also, you told when we this morning we're like, hey, we should probably record today. We don't have a topic. And Amber was like, well, just scroll through TikTok and see what you find. Social media moms is what it is.
Yeah. Very, very fair.
And I found because we had talked before about TikTok guidelines in breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And we talked about a tattooing a nipple on a breast. Is that social media? Or if you put a sticker over your nipple, is
it safe for social media?
Is it safe for social media? So if you search Mom Talk right now.
Right.
At least on my phone. I don't know
Okay.
why it's just my phone. What comes up? Can you do that real quick
Yeah,
for
give me
me?
2 seconds.
Because
Here's the TikTok.
I
Mom Talk.
could not believe the amount of...
Oh, that's a naked boobie.
Yes.
Right off the top.
Right off the top. Straight up.
There are multiple very naked
Tits
boobies right off
everywhere.
The top. Tits out for babies.
Tits out for babies, which is great. Awesome. Good for you for having that amount of courage, because
But like,
I
there's
don't.
no censorship here at all.
None.
Like none.
It is straight titty.
Wow.
And it's not just
Wow.
like...
I'm a little shook that like TikTok even allows it.
And it's not like you see the baby latched. No. You
No.
see baby latched and then there's a whole other boob out.
exposed boobie.
And so I'm
Yeah.
like, I am...
I
was
don't know
like,
if I'm
I did
impressed
not know.
or like weird. I don't.
This was a whole
That's
part
weird.
of TikTok.
Yeah.
So, which I'm like, great, awesome, good for you, Mom.
But I mean, like, how many people are like taking that the wrong way?
oh,
you know,
look at the
like-
comment section. It's all men.
Oh, of course, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's hot. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
breastfeeding her kid.
She's feeding her kid. So, like, at
Mhm.
what point
Oh,
does this
yeah.
become
Yep.
like attention versus awareness?
I would catch me a nap while enjoying one of those too. Hello, random TikTok commenter of the day. For shame.
For shame. Like, I'm
What
surprised.
is happening
Let
here?
me see that. Gosh, I should have saved the one.
It's so delicious. Shame number 2.
Yeah.
Yikes.
There's like straight up.
Holy cow. I'm jealous of that baby.
Can I apologize for just all men everywhere? Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
sure. That's just wild.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fascinating.
oh my god.
This
the
one-
next okay, you know how TikTok gives you like suggested searches after
Oh,
you
yeah?
view the next suggested search is white moms feeding their babies.
No.
What is going on, men of TikTok? Explain yourself.
Why? And like, I get it. Like, celebrate it. Awesome. I'm 100% for it.
Yikes.
But also, like, some of these you can save and download to your phone.
I know. You just want people downloading your boobies? I mean, I guess like whatever.
I mean,
Some
like,
people are
I
okay
guess
with that, but
whatevs.
I don't know. I have a problem when like your kid's face is also involved in that. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to get views for having sexy boobs, you do you, girl. But like,
Yeah.
if you want to get views for having sexy boobs and your baby's face is included, like, what happens when your kid gets old enough to use a phone and they're just scrolling along and they're like, oh, look, this is my mom getting attention for her attractive boobs from men, and there's my
Mhm.
face plastered next to it.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
So that
It's a
was
little
quite
cringy.
quite shocking. That I don't know. I guess I need to dive into these community like
Yeah. I guess,
guides
like,
or
good
whatever
for
community
TikTok for
outlines.
like not blocking that out, because yes, it's natural, boobs are
Yeah.
natural, good for you, but like there's a line. I feel like there's a fine line, and we're
Well,
walking it.
that, and the other thing is like for kids who are on TikTok,
Yeah,
how would I as a parent know
right.
not like to put that in specifically on there, because there's a parental guide on
Yeah.
there that you can say avoid this, avoid that,
Yeah.
avoid this. How would I know to
Like,
put
should
in
be putting-
breastfeeding moms,
Right, or mom talk.
or
like,
mom talk, or like like things that I would think of off the top of my head
Should be
head is
safe.
like OnlyFans, dick, penises, like those
Right.
are the things that I would block.
would block. Right.
Not mom,
Mom
talk
talk.
and breastfeeding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
I feel like some women like go out of their way just to get views, so they're like, yeah, here's my whole boob that I'm gonna shake in front of this camera. But like, don't use your kids to get views like that.
Yeah.
Because like the next video underneath it is like a mom also breastfeeding, but like she like pulls her boob out and like shakes it a few times and then puts her kid on it and then pulls her other boob out and just like leaves it hanging while she's like having a full on conversation
Like,
with her
why?
other kid that she then also puts on that boob. Like, I feel like you're just trying to show your boobies off. And if you're going to do that, probably do it without your kids.
And why do you need to record that? I mean, like, I understand. like, I don't know. It's hard for me as a mom who breastfed, who I didn't give two shits, especially if we were at home, who saw my
Right,
boobs.
right.
But like, I don't think I want the whole internet to know. And I really am not a modest person,
Right. Yeah.
but it's the entire world.
Right. And I mean, if you're okay showing your boobs to the entire world, fine. But like, there should probably be a separation between like porn and porn with your child. Like, because
Yeah.
you can have an OnlyFans, you can show your boobs off. More power to you. I love that for you. But like, you're not gonna have your kid on your OnlyFans, you know? So
Yeah.
like, why bring your OnlyFans to TikTok where your kids are?
Mhm.
I don't know.
But anyway, that was the one big,
That's surprising.
Yeah.
That is a surprise.
Yeah. big
Wow.
surprise. That's kind of the most shocking part of today's conversation.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Boobies.
dive into the other like types of social media moms. So the other
Right.
one that I have here is fake moms, and I'm gonna and I don't mean it like fake moms as in like pretending to be a mom or a fake
Mhm.
mom. It's the moms who only post like, I don't know. I have a Reddit that I'll read to you, and you can talk about it.
All right.
So the title is Social Media Moms. And it says, I have a particular friend on my Facebook. She's a typical type, gave up her career, dropped out of grad school, proceeded to have 4 kids because she wanted them to be, quote, best friends, unquote. So she had to have them one after the other. Every
Oof.
time her kid sneezes, she's bragging about it on Facebook. Her son went to this festival in town this past weekend. She posted photos of him with the firefighters sitting in the fire truck with a caption similar to, blank told me they took out the name.
Mhm.
So blank told me he wants to be a fighter when he grows up. He's going to do amazing things. He's so smart already. And of course, in come the 400 likes, heart reacts, agreements from every single person she's ever talked to on Facebook. She posted a few videos this morning of her youngest daughter, quote, dancing, unquote, as little kids with a lot of energy often do. And by dancing, it's basically just wiggling your body.
Right.
And the caption, again, was something like, she's ready to dance. She's ready for dance. She's going to be so talented, and I can't wait until she's old enough to sign her up. And again, all the likes, heart reacts, and agreements came in. Meanwhile, I see posts about actual accomplishments, raises at work, kudos from their boss, and what have you. And maybe 3 to 4 people will congratulate them max. Just something kind of ridiculous and shitty I've noticed on the social media lately. What is CF? CF people apparently...
Child-free.
Oh, okay, that's a thing. Okay. Child-free people apparently don't have any successful accomplishments because being the millionth woman this year to pop out a kid is more worthy of attention and praise.
Mm-hmm.
So it is kind of like, I don't know. I had mixed reactions to this
Right.
because like I am that mom.
Yeah. I'll say I have a little bit of a mixed
But I'm not that
feeling
mom.
to it too, because it really depends on your intentions.
Yeah.
Like, is that mom trying to get more followers? Is she like trying to make money off of it? Is she trying to like, you know, get advertising deals? Like, look at this cute little costume my kid has.
Yeah.
Like, what is the intent? Because if it's not to like monetize or to like get more popularity to become a true influencer, I feel like I'm a little more okay with it. She's just over exaggerating in her wording, which I mean can get annoying, but that's just when you like mute a person if you don't want to see their kids all the time. Like that's just how that goes for me.
I mainly just like bragging about my kids. That's really all it is.
And like that's totally okay, I feel like. But like
I'm sorry, my kid's better than yours. I
like
don't
right,
care.
like I'm not gonna be
Not
like
really,
every
but
time
yes.
my kid goes to the museum, oh my god, he's gonna be a paleontologist, and the next day, oh my god, he's gonna be a police officer, and the next day, oh my god, he's gonna be a doctor
no.
because he looked at my dog funny. Like no, I'm not gonna be like bragging about all that stuff, but like I'm gonna be like, hey, look, we went to the museum. He really likes dinosaurs because he does. Like that.
Yep, that's right. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I think there's a fine line on that too. Like once you start monetizing it or like once you start trying to get like brand deals because of your kids, that's a little far. Like if you can't do it on your own merit, like sucks to suck, I guess. But We're not doing child labor. Stand in front of me while I take this photo, or I'm going to get mad at you.
Yeah. That kind of takes it. Sorry, I need to stop eating while I do this. But sweet tarts are my favorite, and they're delicious. So that kind of brings us into like the influencer moms.
Yeah.
And I found another Reddit. Reddit's become like my new favorite thing once I figure out how to work it. It's that fine line of figuring out how Reddit works. So mom influencers. Do you think social media and mom influencers make you feel pressured to be a perfect mom?
Ooh.
This is a short post, just particularly millennials and young moms who are often on social media. How do you feel that social media and polished mommy influencers affect your confidence in your parenting? Does it make you feel like you can't measure up, or does that content encourage you
to be better?
Encourage you and interest you? Do you even follow these types of influencer accounts and parent blogs? Do the accounts still show motherhood as perfect, or have they started to show how messy and difficult it can be?
So I saw a trend because I pattern recognize really, really well. It's that ADHD in me, man. I just recognize patterns like really quick and fast. But like the social influence of like moms on like Instagram or Facebook or wherever they're doing their influencing is that, you know, motherhood was perfect. Everything is white. I'm clean all the time. My hair's done. My makeup's done. Look at my kid in this really cute outfit. Look at this really expensive stroller. Everything's so beautiful and happy. And then it like started to like, once people realized, oh shit, that's not actually how it is. Mom talk and like all of those things took a dive, which is like, this is a real mom. Look at me. I'm hard and I got all my hairs fucked up and all this other crazy stuff, right? Because like, that's just where the trend went. So like now the trend is that, you know, moms are messy and it's okay, you know, like it's not, I still don't feel like it's genuine. I don't feel like any of it's genuine. Like moms are going to like toss their hair up in a gross messy bun and show up and be like, I'm genuine because I'm messy. Like, no, you're just following the trend and that's okay. But
I never thought of it as a trend.
Following the trend.
I never thought of it as a trend, but you're right. Because it was all like the polished, like, have you seen, I don't know who it is, but there's one gal, she has 2 sons. They're like millionaires or whatever. I don't know. But she has this checklist that she goes by every day.
Oh
and
my
she
God, I would
posts
shoot
about,
myself.
She posts about making her checklist on her little iPad. And it's all,
I have seen that.
It's all like
yes.
pink or
and it's
whatever.
like color-coded.
It's color-coded.
And, like, her kids can check stuff off and she checks. I would shoot myself so fast. Oh my God.
So like, that's great for you. I like have had the same like bag in my car for 2 days that I need to take back to the rental place for that we got the suits at, because I just haven't had time.
No, I'm ripping my kid out of his bed by his ankles to like get him dressed in the morning. I'm not like, come on, sweetie, wake up. I'm like, we're late. Like the second he wakes up.
Sidebar. Oh gosh, what was it? Monday, I think it was. Milton went to the gym or something. So he didn't get home till like 7:15ish. And I woke up late. I was like a hot mess and I hated everything in my closet. So that was like the worst day for that to happen.
God, I hate it when that happens.
And I changed like 8 times because I just hated everything and I hated my body and I was just not having a good morning.
God, I hate those days.
Oh, it was awful. It was traumatizing. And then, like, because I had that meltdown in the morning, everything else was just
the rest of the day is just shot at that point.
So I'm getting the kids up. And then, of course, we have all 3 of them. So I'm getting Madeline up. I'm getting Kimberlyn up. And Kimberlyn does this thing where, like, you turn on her light and then you say, hey, it's time to wake up. She'll get out of bed, turn off her light, and then get ready. So like you don't know if she's actually getting dressed or not, or if she just went back to sleep.
Right.
So I was like, whatever. I'll deal with her in a minute. And then Maverick takes forever to get out of bed.
Oh yeah.
Forever. And so getting everyone up, trying to make coffee because that is a need. just it's a whole thing, and I was just mad at the world.
Oh, yeah.
By the time I got upstairs, and Milton comes home and goes, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Well, I woke
Everything.
up late. I didn't like. I went off." And he's like, "Okay." He went downstairs, got dressed, and then came back up and helped me get the kids ready. But I'm like,
Losing it.
losing it.
I just I don't know. The wording of some posts from moms really gets me. Like the whole like because it is trendy now to do the whole like social media shows you everything that's perfect, but I'm gonna show you the bad side of being a mom today, you know, like it's okay to have bad days. Like I don't give a crap about your crappy day. Like I don't you know, like I am sorry, but we all have cruddy days, and like it's not you're just capitalizing on it to get more views to, you know, be like it's okay. But like at the same time, your social media should be a healthy mix of all of that without having to say it. Like sometimes I have those really cute polished photos of Cadmus that like look really nice, and like I took a camera home and actually took a picture of him, you know, and I posted it because it's cute and it's fun. And then like some days I'm just like, this is a picture that my toddler took holding the phone upside down, and like look at my weird face that doesn't have makeup on it today. Like it's not that I'm like making a point out of all those things. They just exist.
Yeah.
They cohabitate on my page, and it's not that I'm like pointing out either one, you know. So like
There's
just keeping it real, man.
there was one time I posted. So we were, oh gosh, I think it was like a Saturday morning or whatever. Milton and I were out on the front porch drinking coffee or whatever. Madeline comes out, and for some reason there's a straw, and I don't know where she got this straw, but there's a straw involved. And so she's sitting on my lap. We're all drinking coffee, just hanging out and chilling.
Right.
And I told Milton, you know, hey, can you take a picture? Because we were all so cute in bedhead and just got out of bed.
Right. Yeah.
The next thing I know, like there's a straw in my eye.
Of course.
And there's a picture of me going like
You
squinty
with a
face
straw in your eye?
with a straw in my eye, and her looking up at me smiling. And then there's another photo of us smiling
love
before that happened. And
Right.
I posted something along the lines of, just remember, behind every cute photo is a photo like this.
Right.
And then posted
Yep.
that. Just because that's
A photo
just,
with a
that
straw in
literally
your
is
eye.
what happened.
Right. Yeah. But like you weren't all about like social media is so perfect.
Oh, yeah,
and I just
no.
want to show you how bad sometimes it can be, and it's okay to have bad days. Like, no, you just like, hey, look, this is the silly photo of my kid stabbing me in the eye with a straw.
This is my life.
Right. Like I feel like there's a way to do it without being like canned, you know? Like just it's not for the views, it's just for the funnies.
Have you ever, did you ever go through a time where you were trying to like measure yourself against the clean, like whatever moms? Like,
I think right when I had Cadmus, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be, you know, all these cute pictures, and it's going to be great, and I'll just post all the time. And I did, because he was my first kid. And like that's the other thing, like your first kid you're gonna post everything about, and everything is so great and perfect, and then like your second kid, like you just don't, like I just don't have time to post every day on Facebook like I used to, updates for Cadmus, for Lyrus. So like Lyrus I think has had like 2 posts on Facebook since he's born. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I ever really compared myself to those moms, because I knew right from the jump that like that wasn't realistic. I went through that shit in high school, like comparing myself to people on the internet, and like I can't say that I've 100% grown out of it, because I still have like body image issues that like the 90s and like the early 2000s were really rough for women. Like I can still internally hate myself without looking at like a mom in all white t-shirts and like her kids all dressed in white and being like, that's not ever gonna happen.
That's not how that works.
Absolutely not. That's not realistic at all.
Yeah.
Have you heard stories of influencer kids and like what their life
I
is
forgot
about
about
now?
that.
Like I saw that one TikTok that really like rocked me, of this girl who was like sitting in the front seat of her car, and she was like crying because her mom was an influencer and like took her along and like made her do all this stuff. And she's like, everyone knows who I am based on the internet. Like they know like this personality that my mom fabricated for me, and like they don't know who I am. And she's like, everybody like walks up on the street and they're just like, oh, you're so and so, but like they have no idea who I am outside of like what my mom posted. And she's just like having a mental breakdown over it, and I'm just like, oh god, I feel so bad for her.
Do you think kids should have a say in if they get to be on the internet or not?
I think once they get old enough, yeah, absolutely.
What's old enough?
As soon as they tell you, I don't want to be on your social media,
That's
know,
fair.
like Cadmus and Lyris, I'll take pictures of them and I'll post stuff of them like going and doing family vacations and stuff like that. But like, I'm not gonna like use them to get money or views or influence status or any of that stuff. And like, if you were doing that, it's kind of a moral line because your kid can't say no yet. But like, once they get to the point where they can say yes or no, then I think it's appropriate. Like if your kid comes up and he's like, "Hey mom, let's do a cute dance and post it on TikTok," and you get a bajillion views, good for you. Your kid asked to do it. Like, go to town. But like, I don't know.
Do you think there's a difference between, I don't know how to phrase this, child actors whose parents basically put them in this,
Yeah.
and influencer parents who just automatically volunteer their kids?
I think it kind of depends. Like back in the day when people were doing like child acting and they didn't really have a choice, like, and you got like the scary Disney people who were like, forced into acting and doing this stuff. Like then I think it was probably pretty close to the same. Nowadays, like they're a little bit more like strict about child actors and like how they come to be and like how many hours they can work and what they're
more regulations of
they
education
get
and
paid,
time
their
off.
parents don't get paid. Like I think it's a little more, I don't know, it's still a little icky, but it's a little less icky than it used to be. But and I think some kids they're trying to stay away from like really young kids that like can't say no, and they're trying to like get kids that are a little older to act younger that can say yes that they want to do it. Or they're just like really tiny babies that, really have absolutely no say, but they're just like extras. They're not like a main character that's going to ruin their life. And everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, you're that one kid from Full House," Like, right.
Gosh, I had another one. So do you think we're going to go down a weird path? Do you think the government should put in regulations of parents in social media and their kids?
No, I just don't think you should be a dick like that.
If only everyone followed that.
Right. Like
followed that piece of advice.
Just don't use your kid to like get views. It's like, doesn't that just make you feel icky? Like, I just don't understand how influencers who like use their kid doesn't make them feel icky. Like, there was that one lady, I know we've probably talked about it once already, but at the mall, there was this one chick outside the mall who was like trying to get a video of her little kid playing with a toy she bought him at the mall. And her like 3 or 4-year-old walks up and he's trying to like play in the video too. And she like screams and yells at him to stop it, that he's ruining her video and all this other crap. And I'm just like, how does that not make you feel gross? Like, I would never sleep again if I said that to my kid. Like, it would just make me feel awful.
Yeah. I go back to, I think there should be, I don't know, this is probably going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but there should be some sort of test or
before you have kids.
Yes.
Are you having this kid for monetary gain? Are you having this child for social influence?
Like, I don't know. I just,
yeah,
with all of the kids in like who are wards of the state and the foster care program, and just like that whole mess. Granted, every instance is different. Like, that's the reason we're not communists, and that's why anyone can have a freaking baby. But I don't know, some people, I'm just like, oh
yeah,
that is rough.
I don't know. That's getting really deep because we talk about like sociological systems and how like everyone who wants to have a baby should have a baby because we need those populations of people like that are, doctors who raise doctors and people who are, service workers who raise service workers. Like, it's just,
or you have, China where you can only have one kid, and
for a long time it was that way. They've changed it. I think it's 3 kids now total, 2, 3. I don't remember. But yeah, like they killed off a whole generation of women because everybody wanted a
Yeah,
man to
everyone
carry
wanted a
their,
boy. And then it got to the
family
point
name.
where they started selling the girls
yeah, into slavery.
into either
Good
slavery
times.
or selling them to male partners.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, that's a whole nother probably episode
Right.
we can get into.
Right.
All right, you ready for a break?
Sure.
All right,
Talk
we're gonna
about
talk about
Halloween when we
Halloween.
get back.
It's
Yeah.
almost October.
It is. It's exciting.
Okay, welcome back. Halloween.
Yeah. I'm excited for Halloween, aren't you?
I'm ecstatic.
Woo! That doesn't look very exciting to me.
I'm just so Madeline. Every time I ask her, I have probably asked Madeline 50 times what
Yeah.
she wants to be for
Yeah.
Halloween, and it's either Moana or it's
Oh.
either Let It Go, which is Elsa.
Ah, okay. What was
And-
she last year?
Last year she was Cinderella,
Oh, okay.
so I may just go ahead and make her Moana
Yeah.
because at least it's different than Elsa. Because I feel like it'd be the exact same
Yeah.
dress.
Elsa and Cinderella are pretty much the same person,
Yeah.
except one of them sings about snow.
It's just a little like one of them's an A line, one of them is like
Right.
a different style of dress.
Right. Still just a blue powdery
Just a
dress.
blue powder dress with
Yeah.
blonde hair. Yeah, Moana
That's
at
funny.
least be a little bit fun and challenging to make because I don't buy costumes.
You make 'em.
I make them. My
That's
mom
cool.
never.
Do you sew them all?
Yep.
Cool.
Last year I broke down and bought a pattern. Like last year I had a meltdown because like it was like because when she was 1, no, she would have been 11 months. When she was
Yeah.
11 months, I made her like a little Audrey Hepburn. I just bought
Aw,
a black
that's
dress
cute.
and like pieced it together. I didn't
Yeah,
go
yeah.
crazy. And then I told myself last year, I was like, I'm gonna make whatever she wants to be. And she was going through a Cinderella phase, so I made her
course.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
And I bought a pattern, and I had not sewn a pattern
In forever.
in years, forever. So I cut it all out, and I'm staring at it on the table.
Like,
I'm
oh my
I
God.
don't know
Right.
what I'm doing. And I had an utter meltdown. And so then I went back and looked at some of the dresses my mom has made because I still have every single costume my mom ever made me.
Right.
And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, good. These are sewn like shit too. Like,
Yeah.
not in a bad way,
Oh,
but
yeah.
in like, I have to remind myself.
It's only gonna
It's
hold
a
together one night.
costume. Yes,
Right.
it has to just hold together for one
night.
maybe 2 nights if we do
Right.
something else.
Right.
And that made me feel a lot better. And I just sewed it all together. And I had to redo the back of it like 5 times
Yeah.
because
Seam rippers are your best friend, man.
well, yeah, but I had to figure out how to get her into it because
Mhm.
she's a little bit more stout up top and her shoulders a little bit wider.
Yeah.
And I kept having to like put
Extending it out.
extending it out
Yeah.
to get it over her little head. And so I put together some weird way of doing it. It worked out in the end. It looked great, actually.
So
But, yeah.
do you do it just for the nostalgia's sake, or do you do it because you think you're saving money? Because I hate to tell you, you're
Oh
probably
no,
not
I'm
saving
not
money.
saving money. I spent probably $60 on fabric last
Yeah.
year because
Oh,
I
yeah.
made, or probably more than that because I made myself a costume too.
Right. Right.
It's more of the putting, not necessarily nostalgia, but putting the effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when there's effort, there's more of a memory
For you or them?
for me.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, it makes sense.
She probably could care less.
Right.
But it's also the putting effort into it, and then maybe years to come, like she'll hopefully maybe
Right.
remember some of that effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I just remember, like, my mom worked all the time on our costumes, and they were
Yeah.
some of the best costumes ever.
Yeah.
So-
I remember my grandma used to make a couple of costumes. Like my grandma liked to sew. So
Mhm.
like I had and she didn't make all of it all the time. She
Yeah.
just made like pieces of it.
Right.
So like I have like this lime green sweatshirt and lime green pants where she sewed like tubes of lime green fabric that she like sewed to the side of it and then like fishing lined them all together so I was like a spider, you know?
Oh, that's
It was
cool.
cute, right? Like it was fun, it was neat. But like I also remember one of my favorite costumes was dressing up as a Dalmatian, and that was a store-bought outfit, I'm pretty sure. I had this big plastic bone I could carry around, and I face painted myself, like, so
Yeah.
I don't know that for me, like, whether they were made or not makes me, like, remember or forget them anymore, but, like, I get it. I spent a lot of time piecing together Cadmus's outfit when he was little. It was his first Halloween, and he dressed up as Thor. It was so
that's
cute.
cute.
I found a Thor onesie, and it had a little cape that like velcroed into the back of it, and I got him a Thor hammer and like a Thor helmet.
That's cute.
And like those two things, the helmet and the hammer, like were like way too big for him, like wildly too big. But that it was just so cute because he was this tiny little baby with this big hammer and this big helmet, and it was adorable.
Yeah, I'm hoping. What have you ever dressed up with him?
Not yet. I haven't.
No.
No, because well, he was old enough last year to pick what he wanted to be,
Mhm.
and he wanted to be Catboy from PJ Masks, and I was like, there's no way I'm making that. So like, we just
Yeah.
went and found it and bought it,
Yeah.
and then this year he told me he wants to be a white kitty cat.
A white kitty cat.
Yeah. So I just got on Amazon and looked for a white kitty cat costume because there's no way in heck I'm sewing a fursuit for him.
I mean, you technically. I think how
I
you
could
do
out
that.
of faux fur, like just go
You-
buy faux fur and sew it together.
I was just thinking
but...
of you could get one of those spandex suits and just go crazy with the spray glue and just cotton.
yeah.
That's really going crazy.
Oh man,
That's a lot of effort.
That'd be a weird texture too. It wouldn't be like fur. It'd be like
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be weird.
Yeah. Friggin'.
But-
Do you decorate for Halloween at all?
Yes, we
Yeah.
definitely decorate. Every year since we've moved into the house we're in, we've like gone pretty all out decorating.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few trick-or-treaters that come down the road, and that's really the only reason I like really decorate is because there are actually people that come by. I wish there were more, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think I texted Milton, I think it was yesterday, and I was like, hey, do we have anything going on this weekend? And he's like, well, football. I'm like, besides football,
Right.
I'm aware
Right.
football is a thing.
Every weekend, right?
I'm aware. And he sends me a link of a video I've actually already seen, and
Mhm.
it's where they take all the plastic pumpkins and they make a giant
Yeah.
garland out of them for their front porch.
That's
And
cool.
he's like, you could do something like this. I'm like, I mean, like, yeah, I would love to do that, but I would not love to do that with a 2-year-old.
Oh yeah, rough. Yep. Cadmus
Like-
loves to help, and he helps, but
It's more of a hindrance.
he helps. Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. We might do something.
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet.
Because the first Halloween we really did was COVID Halloween,
Mhm.
and so everybody was freaking out about like touching candy and giving it to everybody else. So like what I did was I prepackaged a whole bunch of stuff in like little gift bags, goodie bags, and I had this like piece of twine that I wrapped around my tree, and it had clothespins on it, and I just clothespin
a
bunch of bags of candy to the
I might
tree,
just
right.
do that. Well, I don't have a tree in my front yard.
and I've just been doing that every year since.
Brilliant.
Like, the kids
Well,
in my
'cause
neighborhood
especially
are
if
just
you're
like
not
candy
home.
tree, and they're like super excited about it, and I'm just
especially if you're out with
Sick.
the boys and
Yeah.
you're trick or treating.
yep. And that's the thing. We can
Brilliant.
stock up the tree and we can walk the block
Mhm.
because that's really all Cadmus is going to make it, and then
We put
and then come back and restock it.
the Madeline's first year. Oh no, we did it last year too. We took our little RC car
Oh
because it has a
that's
remote
a great
control
idea.
and put her in that, and we went forever until the battery died.
Oh, that's so smart.
So Milton would just back the car up to the front porch and they dump it in the trunk, and she just wave bye.
That's
and
so
then,
cute. Ah!
yeah, it was really fun.
Man, I would hate to carry that thing home though when it died.
It has like a little handle that you,
You
can
can
just
like
drag
push
it.
or drag it.
Yeah, it's got a little
That's
metal
cool.
handle.
What kind of brand is it? What is it?
Oh god,
you
I don't know. It's like $600.
Did you get it from Walmart or did you?
No,
get it
Milton got it
online?
off a very specific place.
Hmm.
I'll have to get it from him, but he
Yeah.
got it 3 years ago. Still works great.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it was 100% worth the money, especially
Hmm.
if you have multiple kids.
Yeah, I was just thinking that might be really cool.
Yeah.
Just driving down the road and
I'll text him and ask.
that's cool.
Because it just, then you don't have to, because then they're just stopping every 2 feet and wondering what
I wanna
is in their
walk
bag
anymore. Right.
Ugh.
Cadmus says, I'm tired.
I'm
Carry
tired.
me. Right. If he could drive everywhere, you bet he would drive everywhere.
Madeline says, I want a hug.
Uh-huh.
Because he knows she knows
Yeah.
I'll pick her up to
Yep.
give her a hug.
Yep. Little turds.
I want a hug.
So we can talk about trunk or treat versus trick or treating, because I have a personal vendetta against trunk or treats.
I don't like them.
Like, take that shit
It's
and
lazy.
get out of here. Like, I don't understand, because people are, especially like our age and younger who have kids, are really paranoid about their kids. They're like, I don't want them going door to door, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. It's so scary. I'm like, how is it any different going trunk to trunk and you're all in
Yeah.
like a 50-foot radius
Oh,
instead
but
of like
it's at a church.
150-foot
Yeah,
radius?
weird people still go to church.
Right.
BTK went to church.
Right. Like, and you're
That's how
gonna
we got caught.
the whole like, oh, my kid's candy might get poisoned. No, that's never actually happened. Like, I've like done plenty of research, and there's a guy who has also done plenty of research. I'll have to like insert the link here in this video. But there have been 0 cases since like the 1960s when he started researching this of like people poisoning children or giving them razor blades via candy. 0
I wanna
instances
know
of that.
How that like came to be.
It came to be because, researched by the same guy, parents who want to kill their children and want to cover it up were giving them poisoned candy and then blaming it on trick-or-treating and them getting it from somewhere else so they could get away with killing their kid. That's how it happened.
Huh.
There was a man who was giving away poisoned pixie sticks because he wanted to kill his kid, but he also wanted to make some other kids in the neighborhood sick so he wouldn't look like he did it. Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that's not a bad idea.
Like, I mean, if you
I
were going to
mean,
kill your kid and try to get away
criminalize-
with it. But like,
It was thought through.
but damn it, now you damned the rest of us who like Halloween. All these paranoid moms out there who are like, oh, I don't want my kid to go trick-or-treating. My neighbor might kill him. No, your neighbor's not going to kill your kid
I
with
just wish
poisoned candy.
We could start a trend of giving out anything but candy.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be nice. Just like
Anything
Even-
but candy.
crappy little Oriental trading toys.
Oh, yeah.
Like just anything other than an assload of candy.
Yeah.
It's like
100%.
months after Halloween, and my kid is like, give me the candy. And he's like lit all the time. And I'm
Unless
like, oh.
unless you're that house that gives away the full candy bars, I don't
Right.
want it.
Right.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
We went to a house last year where they answered the door and the grandpa, it was like an older couple,
Mm-hmm.
had a stuffed goose. Like it wasn't a stuffed goose, but it was like a
like an ostrich? Like on his
I mean,
arm?
it was a goose, but what do they call
A
that?
puppet?
A puppet. Thank you.
Oh,
I couldn't think of
okay.
the word. It was a goose puppet.
That's so
It
funny.
was like funny, but really weird. Like a goose out of all things, a goose.
That's so funny.
It was so weird.
When I was growing up, granted, I lived in a pretty small town growing up, but there was always like this block of houses that were like prime trick-or-treating real estate. And like one of them would pop popcorn on their front porch and give
Oh,
out bags
brilliant.
of popcorn. And then like the neighbor had a cotton candy machine. So they would like
Oh.
twirl up cotton candy.
They're renting
and they would
everything from
hand
Ace.
everyone out for cotton candy. Right. And then like the next one had like big coolers of soda with like cheap, like just
Yeah.
cheap soda in it. You know, everybody could get a can of soda. So it was like, it was a thing.
That's
you know,
brilliant.
like going door to door was a thing. And like, I remember that and have so many like really fond memories of that.
Mhm.
And like, I'm just so miffed that like I only see like 3 kids that come trick or treating past my house. And I'm just like, man, I wish people still went door to door. And like, trunk or
Mhm.
treats are just ruining that for
Ruining
people.
it.
Like,
So I lived on Highland growing up.
Yeah.
And Highland would get
Yep.
about 300 people
yeah, that's like
per house.
prime real estate down here too.
Per house.
Yep.
And like there was one year we recorded it. Like my grandpa sat on the front porch with his
Yeah.
VHS camcorder and recorded every
The whole
child
thing.
that came through.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then my other grandpa had a clicker and clicked.
Oh my
and we had
gosh.
over 300 trick-or-treaters.
Wow. That's so cool. I honest to God wish that would be,
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I think the most I had at my house was like 10 last year.
I
Which
don't
is
even
so
think anyone.
sad.
We weren't home, so I don't know how many we
Right.
had. I guess I'll
Right.
know this year because I put a Ring camera up. But
Yeah.
so I don't
So
know. I
sad.
might do your little treat bag things. I like that. I could probably string a line or something
Yeah.
between my posts.
Mhm.
That's a good idea.
Or just get like yard stakes and just
oh yeah,
string them up on a yard stake. You could even get like the little skeleton hands, like the yard hands, and just like run like, a line between
Oh,
them.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Coming up with the good
Well, maybe
ideas.
I'm excited to do it. See, I normally would only decorate like fallish
Yeah. Yeah.
because fall can at least get me to November
Mhm.
and not like specifically Halloween because
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just gonna start doing it because I do have these 2 pigs and a turkey. I don't know if I ever talked about this.
No.
My grandpa was a woods craftsman is what I'll call it. He wasn't a carpenter because
Right.
he couldn't fix anything to save his life.
Right. Right.
But he was very creative. He was
Okay.
an artist. And he loved making like puzzles and wood things. And part of it was he made these signs that go in your front yard. They're wood. And either he painted them or my grandma painted them. I don't remember. But it's 2 pigs and they're picketing. Or no. I apologize. It's 2 turkeys picketing and there's 2 pigs tied up on a stake. Like they'd caught them.
Right.
And it's the pickets say something along the lines of "No turkey, eat ham."
Oh, that's so funny.
And so I put those out in my yard after Halloween
For Thanksgiving.
for Thanksgiving.
That's so cute.
I think they're funny.
I love it.
But
Oh man.
anyway,
Well,
so yeah, maybe I'll decorate
decorate
this
for
weekend. I did go to like Dollar General in McPherson to see kind of
Yeah.
what cheap stuff they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, jack crap.
Wow. That's where I
Nothing.
get like a lot of my throwaway outdoor stuff.
Yeah, we have a smaller store, so I may
Yeah.
go to the Dollar Tree here in town and
It's a good idea.
see what they got. Might do that today since we're already in town late today.
Well, shall we move on to our
Yeah, let's
last
go
and
back. We
final
have
chunk of our
um,
topic?
Yeah, before we started our break, Drew, our intern, popped in with a really good story that I can't believe we didn't think of. But the first one is
8 passengers. Is that who?
yeah, the 8
Yeah.
passengers. But I'm gonna come back to, we've kind of talked about this already of should you post your kids on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But what we didn't cover is like, have you had anyone ask you to like, have you posted someone else's kid and they're like, hey, would you mind taking that down?
No, but that's because I don't have a lot of family with other kids. The only other people I have around locally that have kids are Barnes' sister, and she already posts her kids all over social
Yeah.
media, so she doesn't really care. So
I have, since we had my mom's wedding this past weekend,
Right.
I had a cousin reach out to me yesterday and she's like, hey, I'm sorry. This is probably super annoying and which it's not. And she's like, hey, I forgot to tell everyone, we're not going to post our kids on social media. Do you
Mhm.
mind like editing him out or
Taking those down?
And I
Right.
was like, yeah, that's fine. I
Right.
immediately deleted him because he's not my kid. I mean,
Right.
like, I don't
Whatever.
care.
Right.
Whatever. And so, yeah, I deleted him right away. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I was like, it's not a
Right.
big deal. Thanks
Right.
for at least saying something.
Yeah, I mean
And-
that is
like-
more moral than ever posting your kid online. So
Yeah.
congrats to you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I
good
was
for
like,
you.
you are a better parent than I.
Right.
Like, I told her, I was like, thanks for saying something.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
thanks for just
Right.
piping up.
Right.
So I thought
Yeah.
that was, I don't know. But, yeah. So the story of the is it 8 passengers? Why is
Yes.
it called that?
Yeah, I don't know. She
Do we
chose
know?
a weird name. I would assume because she had so many kids. Like,
Probably like an 8 passenger van.
yeah, like,
Okay.
the whole 10 kids and counting nonsense.
Oh,
Except,
okay.
she's just trying to tell us how many is in her family.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
She went a little crazy.
She went a little crazy. Ruby Frank? Is that her name?
Yes. Yep.
Um,
Yep. She had a family channel, 8 passengers, where the family vlogged their lives and posted fun videos on YouTube.
see, this is like super new to me because I didn't follow this. Like the weird families on YouTube that I see are like whatever the kids watch.
Yeah,
Like if you ever go to kids' YouTube.
Yeah, there's this Russian family. Do you see them? Because that's who I see all
No.
the time.
I see there's a family, they're based in the US, but they have whole skits planned out. Like
I think I've seen them too. Are they like the ones that like go to the water park or something and like try to count how many slides they go down or like how many rides they ride, and it's like a little family competition?
Or there's
Like-
one where they redid all of the Grinch.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's the same family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like they basically took the movie and made
Yeah.
it themselves in their house.
Right.
And I'm just like, why?
What
That
is
is so
happening?
much work.
Right. And it's like it's not wholesome, but it gives me like 8-passenger vibes. Like
Yeah.
it gives me like, oh, look at all this cheerful fun stuff we're doing on the camera, and then like it just makes me wonder what life is when like the camera is off. Like
Or have man, I should have done more research on this topic now, because now I'm having all these ideas of, so the kid that got famous for opening toys,
yeah, the unboxing
the
kid.
unboxing kid,
Yeah.
and now his entire like they had to create a
Yep.
production company just
Yeah.
for these videos. They had
Yep.
to figure out, what is life after he grows up, like
because he won't be the
because
unboxing
he won't
kid
be the
anymore.
unboxing kid anymore.
Right.
So like how does that dynamic work? What are his feelings on this? Like how's he gonna feel? I mean,
Right.
granted, he'll probably be like a millionaire, so whatever, he probably
Right.
doesn't care. But like I don't know. That
Yeah.
it weirds me out a little bit.
Right. It's almost like it's like your destiny when you're that young and you get like put into that situation. Like when you grow up as an adult and then you have all that money and you have all the rewards from it and like everyone knows who you are, like it's just so ingrained in you that it's just your life now.
Yeah.
So like, is it really that offensive, or is it more just like, there's some
That's
ups and downs
normal.
to life. It's normal. The downs are that everybody knows my business. The
Yeah.
ups is that I have a shit ton of money. Like,
I
like
mean,
it's
there's
just
that.
so, I don't know. It's weird. But anywho, 8 passengers. She has been arrested now on 2 counts of like child abuse. And it was all because her 12-year-old son climbed out the window at her house and ran to a neighbor's house asking for food and water. And the kid had duct tape on his ankles and his wrists, as well as many open wounds. And he was emaciated and malnourished, according to the affidavit. So,
I'm not even finding her channel on.
I think it's been since deleted.
I think it's been
I think
deleted on
they
YouTube.
got rid of it. And I don't know if that was like her or her lawyers, or if she was like
Or
forced
maybe
to delete
YouTube
it.
did it.
Right.
YouTube could have been like, nope.
But yeah, it went away like almost instantly.
That's crazy.
Which, I mean, it's probably a good thing that it did. Like, as
Well, that doesn't help my curiosity.
it's one of those situations where like, she had a huge audience of like people who like idealized what she was doing and were like, oh yeah, she's such a great mom, look at all these awesome videos she makes with her kids. But then like she's got her kids duct taped up in a back room while she's making these videos, and it just, yikes, that just gives me the ick.
So did who was her partner?
Jody.
Yeah.
They did a TikTok, or not TikTok, they did a podcast together. Let me see if I can find her full name. I don't quite recall. Jody Hildenbrandt.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know much about Jody Hildenbrandt. All I know is that she was also arrested for aggravated child abuse charges because like she was also helping her like hold the kids hostage while they did their podcast stuff. So like they would tie up these kids or duct tape them up and just do their stuff, and like she was very aware of it. So like they also charged her for the same.
So it says here that, is it Ruby? That's not her. Yeah, Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby.
Ruby and her husband Kevin gained about 2.5 million followers on their YouTube page. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you already read that?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, 2.5 million followers on their YouTube page, 8 passengers, before the family's vlog fell under scrutiny for the Frank's harsh parenting.
Yeah.
An online petition of nearly 18,000 signatures
Yeah.
were from viewers was also started in 2020
Yep.
with the hopes of alerting CPS.
Yeah. Because she wasn't shy about posting some things, but like a lot of people were like, oh, that's a parenting choice. Where she was like, oh, my kid didn't make their bed, so I took it away from them.
Oh.
Like, so some people are like, oh, yeah, that's just a parenting choice. Other people are like, what the fuck? Why would you take your bed away from your kid?
That seems like a lot more work.
Right. But like, it was stuff like that. Or like, oh, they didn't eat, so they just won't eat tonight. Like, some people are like, yeah, that's just a parenting choice. But like, you know, when your kid's malnourished, like, yikes, you should probably feed them. So,
and we asked ourselves, like, okay, where's Kevin in all this?
right.
And I guess they've been separated for 13 months. So I am very curious in what the custody, like how that worked. If he just didn't see these kids in 13 months or if
Well,
they had
also
shared custody.
she also had an older daughter who was 20 when this all happened, so she was able to like do
she could have done
reporting
something.
and she did. She said a lot of stuff, but like once it finally came out that she was arrested, she posted to her social media, and just put a caption with like a photo of her mom being charged with just the word "finally." So like it seems like she's probably like piped up about it, and not a lot had been done. But they've been trying apparently to get CPS involved for years, and they're so finally glad they decided to step up. But I can't imagine having like kids that are adults coming from that household going to CPS and being like, no, she's abusing us. My family, my younger siblings are still in that situation. Look into it. And CPS just being like, nah, not going to do that when they're out there, you know, taking kids away from people who clearly don't need their kids taken.
Yeah.
But they're going to let crap like that keep going.
It makes you think like how many other influencers and like how many of them have these kind of skeletons in their closets?
Honestly, so many, because like what's the family, the people who own a farm that have all their kids raising their kids, and it's like she's got like 18 kids now.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah, the Duggars. There we go.
The Duggars. Yeah.
Same deal.
Well,
like absolutely the same deal, and they try to cover it all up because they're, you know, big influencer family name, and they don't want people, you know,
they
in
probably
their
were the
business
first influencers.
Yeah,
if you really think about it.
Right. Same shit, man. You know, like it just. And then even like everyday people, like I saw that girl at the mall who's just trying to be an influencer, screaming and yelling at her kid because she's ruining that video, and I'm just. It makes me feel weird about like all family and mom influencers, because I'm just like, man, are you all that gross behind the camera, or is it just like a few of you that are like, you know, bad apples rotting the whole bunch, or what? But I don't know. Social media is also like so high stakes. Like you either make it and you make it really big, or you don't make it at all. So, like, I can understand it being, like, a really stressful career. Like, if you do hit it off and make it, like, you got to keep up with that stuff, or, like, you just fall off and then it's not worth anything. So, like, I could understand it, like, stressing you out, but, like, putting that stress on your kid about ruining the post, or, like, ruining this video, or, like, you know, we only can post good stuff to keep our views up. Like, I just don't put that shit on your kids. Like, if you want to be an influencer, you do that, but, like, don't make your kids do it. Like, dance monkey. Need a video
literally
to
what
post
it
on
is.
social media so I can get more views.
Oh shoot.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Cringy.
Very
Well, do you guys have any opinions on social media moms? I guess if you do, drop it down in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. It gives
or
us
if
the
we've
ick.
missed somebody.
Right.
Alrighty.
Well,
I gotta find my tab here again. I got deep down into
scary
influencer
mom talk.
influencer world. Oh man. All right. What did Cadmus? I was gonna say or Lyris, but I'm like Lyris can't talk.
Yeah. Should our kids say time? We can
Yeah,
outro
I
it
guess
up
I
here.
can. Yeah, I can start.
Okay.
Madeline this morning, I was getting her up out of bed. I was like, "Good morning," and I turn on her light,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Do you sleep okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I want to do that again." Like, me too, kid. I want to do that again too.
Yeah, can we all just go back to bed?
I 100% feel that.
There are some days where Cadmus like fights me to get up in the morning and he's like, "No, I'm tired. I want to go back to sleep." There are some days where I just really want to pick up the phone and be like, "I'm so sorry, Gus, but my kid wants to sleep in and so do I." Just staying home. Like there are some days where I'm just like, I have not had like more than 10 minutes
Yeah.
of peace, and if he wants to go back to sleep, I want to go back to sleep.
100%.
Well,
Oh shoot.
things Cadmus said or did. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Did you ever find the rest of the light bulbs?
Oh, I did. I found another one. You're right. We can revisit that shit. I totally found another light bulb. Thankfully this one was one of those like LED lights, so it was like one of the plastic cased ones.
Yeah.
So what I think happened was he took that one and he hit the glass one with it, broke the glass one all over the
Got ya.
carpet. Yeah. So we did find the other light bulb though.
Oh, that's
Thank
good.
God. And it wasn't another glass one. Thank God. Okay, so the shit Cadmus did this week. We had our chili cook-off this last weekend, right?
Yeah.
So we were going to Goodwill to find parts to our costumes because we were going to dress up to match our booth, right?
Yeah.
And so like I'm looking for a pair of like beat up old boots that I can wear under the skirt that I have, and he's going through the shoe sections for the little kids, and he finds this like pair of like slip-on dress shoe penny loafer things.
Oh
that
God.
they're like a half size too big for him. So like he slips his feet in them and they like sort of stay on his feet, but they like slip off
Yeah.
a little bit as he's walking around. And he is just immediately attached to them.
Oh no.
He has to have them. He will die if we don't take them home. So I bought him these little penny loafers and he took them home, and now he just demands to wear them at like the weirdest times. Like he woke up one morning, he's like, "I'm wearing these to school," and I'm like, "No, you're not." Those are gonna fall off your feet. You have to be able to run around and do things. So I finally convinced him to put his regular shoes on. I was like, as soon as you get home, you can put on the penny loafers. Okay. So like he goes out, does school stuff, comes back home, and like I don't know what happened between dad getting him home and me coming home, but like he had his penny loafers on like the rest of the day apparently. Like the nanny was like, "Hey, you can take your shoes off. We're coming in the house." And he was like, "No." And then he just wore shoes like all day in the house, and he just has been so attached to them.
Madeline's like that with her tap shoes. My sister-in-law gave us some of my niece's old dance stuff.
Yeah.
And part of it was a pair of tap shoes that
That's so
are
funny.
a size too big for Madeline. And so it's just like clunk,
clunk, clunk, clunk. Right.
clunk, clunk.
That's
As she
exactly
goes
what he
through.
does.
And we have hardwood floors everywhere in our house.
Yep. Yep. That's so funny.
Everywhere.
He says, "Me love them. Me love them." I'm like, "They're shoes, buddy."
But he loves them. Oh man.
Yeah.
Trying to think of anything else. I'm sure there's something that
I know. Cadmus is to that age where I just need to start like recording
Yeah.
everything he says, because that kid's dropping zingers like every other line that comes out of his
Oh.
mouth. It's so
I
funny.
have a good one. So this weekend, so we had all the kids. My mom got married.
Yeah.
Kimberlyn was, oh gosh, what do they call them?
The Flower Girls.
No, assistant or she fixes the train.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Gosh, I can't remember what it is. But we had rehearsal on Friday night, and
Mhm.
so we taught her, about the veil and the
Yeah.
train and all
Yeah.
that stuff, because she's supposed to carry it and
Mhm.
help fluff it up or whatever. And so we were leaving, and she goes, "Is GJ's trailer really that big?" And I'm like, "Her trailer?" She goes,
do you
"Yeah,
mean?"
her dress trailer." I'm like, "Oh, her train." Her train.
Different vehicle,
Different
kid.
vehicle. But no, it's not that big.
That's so funny.
Is GJ's trailer really that big? Oh gosh, that was so funny.
That's cute.
And then Speaking of weddings, so my sister-in-law babysits Madeline,
Mm-hmm.
and she texted me yesterday and goes, I asked Madeline about GJ's wedding, and she said, yeah, she married Cheese. She goes, so I don't know, maybe she ate cheese at the wedding or if she calls Steve Cheese, but
That's so funny.
either way, it cracked me up. So she married Cheese.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to start recording the stuff that Cadmus says because, like I said, it's like zinger after zinger with him because he's like just learning how to put real sentences
Yeah.
together. So sometimes the stuff he says, I'm like, wow, you are wildly awake for a human. Like you are just so aware. And other times I'm just like, what does that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
What is that even English?
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any ideas or topics you want us to talk about,
Shoot 'em our way.
yeah, hit us up. We're
always
pretty open. If you want to be a guest on our show, you could come hang out with
Yeah,
us.
we
We have
do.
another chair.
We do have a guest in a couple weeks.
We do.
We're going to talk about moms and mental health.
Yeah, that'll be
So,
a fun one.
yeah, we'll see how unhinged we all are.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited for that one.
See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.